I think her Earth skill is as high as I need it to go. So, yeah, just focus on crackling whenever her turn comes up. Alright, after this, head back to heal.
Suffer the punishment of heaven.
I did use crackling, right? Yeah, I did. Now, my question is, why does Justin have, like, a blue line circling him when he uses certain spells? I'll show ya.
Feel the power of ice.
Yeah, that, like, no one else has that, which would make sense if he still had the Spirit Stone, but...
All right.
You know what, let me check my inventory. Ah, Rap's so close to a level. Oh, like... So I had the Spirit Stone in Justin's inventory for the entire game. And yeah, it's gone. Okay, so that's the little extra bit that Justin has on his animation. Because no one else really has it when they're casting. Like, it's just, like, theirs is all in their animations. I never noticed, because I never used him. Like, extremely rarely did I ever have him do anything. And usually when I did have him do something, it was Dragon Cut. I was never paying attention to Gadwin. So wait, hold up. Are you telling me that Gadwin is Heat Miser? Like, he wanted to audition for Snow Miser, but they said, no. You're too buff. So, he's still practicing for when they do that remake. Like, a third remake. Because they don't even have any idea what I'm referencing. I mean, that doesn't date me. It's that old of a Christmas special. No, I'm not talking about the new one either. I wasn't too impressed. Well, that's probably what, because I never had... Like, I will definitely be end up making use of Gadwin in the Redux mod, because if I'm going to be grinding anyway, right? And I know he's dropping his experience in consumable form, too. So I have even more incentive to grind him up. By the way, quick question about that. Does it have any more effectiveness if I use it later or sooner? Because that's a pretty big thing. Because I may want to save it for, depending on how the Redux mod works out, I may want to save it for Liete instead of using it on Rap. Same with Sue's stuff, I guess. Although if I can get away without using it, that'd be perfectly fine. But I'm not grinding for a million years just because I don't want to use those. Excuse me? See, like, this game uses symbol encounters a lot better than Grandia too. Because look, there's these guys dancing. That word is a little unclear. Are you trying to say, like, it's more effective the later you use it, or the less effective the later you use it? Because I know it doesn't affect the actual contents of it. I'm just concerned about, like...
Oh, cold that freezes
because it's harder to grind later on. It's harder to grind later on. So would I want to save it for as long as possible? Or would it be less effective because of the experience you get? Okay. I gotcha. So you would want to use it. So I guess if you just need a couple more levels, that's when you'd want to use it. Excuse me, my nose is itchy. But it's most effective as soon as you get it. Got it.
Pretty easy.
So depending on what spell Rap is missing in the Redux mod, I may want to give him that corresponding element, if I have it. I need to check to see if Sue actually dropped her elements. Excuse me, my nose is itchy. Okay, if it's just two of these guys, I'm just gonna beat them senseless. Yeah. Definitely. Oh wait, Guido dropped them too? Sorry to take another break. I gotta use the restroom again. I will be back in a little bit. Alright, I'm back. Sorry about that, but if I was sure I could hold it to the end of the stream, I would have. I didn't want to take any chances. Two castings of Crackling should do it. There you are.
Oh, power of ice.
I should have had him use defense loss. He had time.
Oh, evil ones, leave this world.
I did unmute myself, right? Yeah, I did. I wasn't sure why I didn't. I wasn't sure if I did or not.
That was an easy victory.
Yeah, wait. They've all got plus 16. That's plus... Okay, that's plus 8 total experience. I'm not sure how it divides the experience between with multiple elements like that. Excuse me. Okay, hammer time. There we go.
Pretty easy.
Alright, it feels like I'm starting to eat my mustache, so... More accurately, drink my mustache, so I should probably shave it soon. Or trim it, if nothing else. But then we have these just random dancing yetis. There we go.
Come back with reinforcements.
Very nice. I like the background music here. Like, it has... It kind of has a feel, like, appropriate to this area. But it also has a bit of a sense of urgency to it. At least that's what I'm getting out of it.
Magnitude 10, take that!
Oh, cold that freezes all, come here.
There we go. Excuse me. You know, considering how tired my throat felt yesterday, well, after, like, around the end of my stream, I'm surprised at how well it's holding up today. Probably because I wasn't burning it, well, for lack of a better word, burning it, by voice acting Ball's evil laughter. I'm pretty sure that has a fair bit to do with it. But it's always so fun. Oh boy. It's always so fun to ham it up a bit. Alright. What's that down there? Oh, just a Yeti. You know, this reminds me a little bit of the Iron Ore Mountains from Grandia, too. But I'm going to leave it off here. A little bit early, but... No. I'm going to keep going. Although I will save. There we go. Aha! I put the wrong way. Okay, I don't think I can hit them all with Howl, so more death loss.
Magnitude 10, take that!
The one thing I am looking forward to about the Halva, the HD version, is mostly the fact that the loading times are going to be a lot shorter.
Oh, power of ice.
Like, I don't have to worry about it taking so long to start the battle. I hope. There we go.
That was an easy victory.
Wonder what an AI challenge for Grandia 1 and 2 would look like. I mean, I could always just have the game auto-battle to grind as I need to. But I'm seeing the challenge more so as the way to effectively set up the characters while minimizing the need to grind. It's going to be substantially harder in this game simply because of how the magic levels up. There we go. Okay, I can definitely hit them all with Howl. Crackling. Howl. And that leaves Fiona on cleanup duty.
Blow your way. Take that.
Very nice.
Oh, cold that freezes all, come here.
Okay, I guess Justin has to help the cleanup. Oh well.
All right, we won.
Here we go. Alright, let's see. Let me check Liete's skill progress real quick. Okay, 18 and 19. Still need to get her to get to 23 with water. And I never have to bother with it again. Although, it's not so bad because... Well, actually, I'm not sure if it would be better or worse because crackling is the only effective way I have to increase it. I mean, besides getting my face kicked in and using All Healer. Sorry, All Healer Plus. Wrong one.
Blow your way. Take that.
I think I still hit them all, but, nope. That's not too bad.
Oh, cold that freezes all, come here.
What a cinch.
Alright. So far, so good. Okay, last 2 encounters before I go back and heal. Not bad. I think that will get them all if Frap goes. Yep, he'll get a chance to go. Oh yeah, good call, because Liete is almost out of MP.
Blow your way. Take that.
Oh, evil ones, leave this world. That was an easy victory.
There we go. Alright, is that last one just those 2 things? I guess it comes down on the other side. That's fine, I can heal. I'm not sure which way is the way forward. I'll take my chances here. Crackling. You know, I should be checking Rat to see if he even needs to increase his magic anymore.
Oh, cold that freezes all, come here.
I mean, they are a pretty significant increase of stats. But I'm getting really tired of grinding them. Like, I'm not even, like, doing what I did at the end of Legend of Dragoon with my addition grinding. This is just, like, micro grinding I'm trying to do throughout. Like, I could totally see why they changed it in Grandia, too. It also gives you a bit of flexibility with your characters, which I really do like. He still needs to work on Earth, at least. It still needs more from Wind. He's almost got everything. So his Earth magic actually needs a bit of work. Hey, that's pretty clever. Like, seriously, this game really uses its symbol encounters a lot better than the second one. Now, usually I don't like games that use these symbol encounters. The only games I've really seen use them to great effect are Chrono Cross and Chrono Trigger. Because it feels like those creatures are part of the game world. Like, they're not just there for encounters. For the most part. Like, it seems like the henchmen, they seem like they're on guard duty. There's two imps at the first area of the game that are just kicking a ball around, which is also a monster. If you startle a bird, it will ring a bell and call a couple of imps over. Like, it really uses symbol encounters very well. Chrono Cross, not as much. But you can literally run from any battle without much penalty. This game uses them better than Grandia 2. The best we get from Grandia 2 are like the man-eating trees hiding in fake trees. It's about the best we get.
Cold that freezes all, come here.
Oh, and the Valmar flies, like patrolling part of New Valmar. That was also pretty nice, but that's all we got compared to this, where we have dancing cactus rock stars, Yetis just dancing in the open for no good reason. That's about it. That's about the only noteworthy ones out of this game, but they do feel like you're doing something. Like, I would much rather have random encounters than symbol encounters. Because I feel like being able to skillfully dodge enemies kind of takes away a little bit from an RPG experience. Exactly! Like, Dragon Quest Monsters Joker does a little bit of, as much as I loathe that game, it does get a little creative with its symbol encounters. Let's see, I'm trying to remember off the top of my head. Like, King Kelps hiding in the water. That's about the only good one I can think of. But, like, it has a bit of thought put into it.
Oh, cold that freezes all, come here.
like Hyperdimension Neptunia, like the simple encounters, I don't think have a lot of thought put into them. They're just kind of scattered about semi-randomly. Oh, well.
Blow you away. Take that.
Let's see. Dragon Quest IX, the monsters just spawn in and just wander around. At that point, I wonder why they just don't bother with random encounters. Another reason I don't like simple encounters is because you can pick and choose to a limited degree what you fight. Like in this game, if I see Satans in a train, I'm just gonna leave it be. I'm probably not gonna want to mess with it very much. Whereas Dragon Quest Monsters Joker, you can see at least one monster in that train. Or in the enemy party. So you can be certain what you... excuse me.
Blow you away. Take that.
You can be certain of what you will be fighting. But you're still not certain of what you're not fighting. Or you're not certain of anything else you're fighting. Same with Dragon Quest IX. Like, I'm not a big fan of the... I'm not a big fan of the Dragon Quest games on the DS at all. Either for its AI or for other reasons.
By the blessing of God.
Like, the only game I'm outright banning from this channel, despite otherwise being PG, is Metroid Other M. I hate that game. I didn't mind very much when it first came out, but like, well, let's just say I got to the end and I was not pleased with what I found.
What a cinch.
Like, I was not pleased with that game. But Dragon Quest Monsters Joker is on the I really, really, really do not want to play list. Because I have so many issues with that game. Oh! I have so many issues with that game. Ah! Yashura. Oh. Where did you go? Like, I just don't have fun with it. Ah, crap. Of course it's Liete that goes first. Well, may as well work on her mace skill, if nothing else. Use Howl, and Fina can clean up.
Blow you away. Take that.
Hey look, 404, my stream's not found. Yuck, yuck. Let's see. Crackling, that's what I was doing.
Oh, power of ice.
But yeah, I'm just gonna say, like, Dragon Quest Monsters Joker, there's no real thought in the synthesis system. You can literally slap two monsters together, and on the whole, you're usually going to get an upgrade from what you already have.
Pretty easy.
I think it has a bit of, like, has way too many broken bridges. And there's a couple points in the game where you just arbitrarily can't leave an area because the talking wolf thing says no. Was that not already here? I swear, I thought it was here already. And it's not like you can make it unwinnable by insanity for there,
Oh,
but
power of ice.
You can accidentally make it really tricky to proceed that game. Because it won't let you leave to go to a weaker island if you decide to breed your monsters together right at that moment. It has, like, for lack of a better word, enemy trainers are just not worth fighting after a point in the game.
What a cinch.
Because their monsters get tougher, but the experience doesn't increase. So why would you waste your time dealing with them when they give you less, or they're not worth the trouble? Clearly I haven't been here already. This looks about right. Okay, so I somehow... Oh, no, Now I'm lost! Ooh, +1 combo and critical attack chance for that. I just want to go back to the save point. Okay, fine, I'll fight you. But yeah, also the skill system in Dragon Quest Monsters Joker, I'm not a fan of either. Mostly because it's in part due to the AI too.
Ha! Take that, I'll kill ya!
But when you upgrade your skills in Dragon Quest Monsters Joker, it's like imagine it was like in... It's like in this game, it's like I need a good way to explain this. Like, you're leveling up a skill set.
Power, come here.
Not individual skills. Like, for example, most monsters come with 2. You can give them a 3rd one by breeding. And you level those up, and that gives them their skills. Which is fine until you realize 2 things. 1, since there are seeds of skill that give you free skill points, it is entirely possible. It's entirely possible to have a monster with what maxed out skills before they even hit level 2.
That was rather simple.
So it can get pretty busted. I mean, grinding those seeds of skill is a pain in the neck, but yeah. Okay, what gives? But then the problem is, as you level up the skills, the skill sets, some of your abilities will be upgraded. Like, for example, Sizz becomes Sizzle. And then Cusses, and then Cussizzle. Which isn't bad, but the problem is it replaces the original ability. So if you put too many skill points in too early, or worse, inherit a halfway max skill, you may not have any way to cast that spell
Power of ice.
because you don't have MP to cast it. And then the AI comes in. Like, AI, I think, is the thing that maddens me the most about Dragon Quest Monsters Joker. Because you can't even trust the AI to do its job right.
Pretty
See,
easy.
one of the starting monsters you get has a skill that can learn a shadow-based physical attack for a single target. And one of the enemies I'm fighting from a enemy tamer group consists of, well, one enemy that absorbs shadow. Guess what that my monster used on whom? Go ahead. Guess. Yeah, I didn't give it any orders, so it decided that the best course of action was to use a shadow-based attack for a single target, and it hit and singled out the thing that absorbed shadow. You'd be pretty salty too, wouldn't ya?
Oh, cold that
I mean,
freezes all, come here.
if I use a spell that... If it used a spell that targeted all enemies, and one of them just happened to absorb shadow, okay, I'll take it. Because overall, hopefully,
Oh, power of ice.
it was still a net decrease in the enemy strength. But when your AI is so bad, it helps the enemy, there's a problem.
Pretty easy.
At least in the DS remakes of the mainline games, the worst AI you really had to deal with was one of your party members not picking the better heal spell for the job. Like, I never used the AI, but my brother was having some issues with the AI in those. That makes too much sense. Like, I think the AI was targeting using heal all for a single character, instead of, say, heal us, which would be really helpful when your entire party's a bit banged up. Now on the NES, this is especially bad because the NES version of Dragon Warrior 4 has a really nice AI. Like, it actually learns based on what you do.
Oh, power
Or
of
rather, it figures out, oh, Explodette doesn't work on these guys, I better not use it. Or Beats not working on this particular enemy, I better not use it. Although the only real flaw in the AI of that game is that the guy with the insta-kill spell,
that wasn't
he won't realize it doesn't work on the bosses unless you die to them. Although Dragon Warrior 4 is not so hard that it's really going to be an issue. And in the DS remake, they got rid of, for the time... Are you just gonna chill, buddy? Like, get rid of what was for the time revolutionary AI. Got him. Got rid of revolutionary AI for something that's lackluster. Excuse me?
power of ice.
Alright, end rant. Like, again, like, if people really want to see me play it, I will play a Dragon Quest Monsters. Oh, one more complaint. To complete your bestiary and your skill library, you need to have the rewards for completing your skill library and bestiary. I know the point of the game was to trade with other people and win the online tournaments, but guess what? The servers are down. They've been down for years. And then there's the fact that censors names. Like, I can't name my frog face Froggy. Like, and it's just aggravating now because the servers are down. Oh, when did that happen? I mean, I totally get why they did that. They don't want anyone sneaking any dirty words into, like, a tournament setting. But I prefer this approach. Only stop the players from using the monsters with the dirty names.
Ha! Take that, I'll kill ya!
I'm pretty sure I actually learned quite a few dirty words from the censor.
Oh, cold that freezes all, come here.
So that kind of backfires, doesn't it? Okay, now rant's over.
All right, we won.
Like, Dragon Quest Monsters Joker and Metroid Other M, those are the games that kind of, like, inspire rage in me for no good reason. I've started playing Fate Extra casually off stream. And so far, like, I like the... Well, I kinda like how the game's written, how it feels so far. The gameplay, though, it just leaves me kind of, like... It's more or less every round of combat, 6 rounds of rock, paper, scissors. And depending on the enemies, you might get to know what they're going to do next. I guess you guys can see the problem there. And it's not like you can just memorize what they're doing. Because they have multiple patterns. And depending on how their patterns are laid out, it is totally possible to have one monster with 3 patterns, and a couple of the steps are the same in all 3 patterns. So I don't think I'll be finishing that game, depending on just how ridiculous it gets. Because if you make entirely bad choices in the rock, paper, scissors mechanics of the game, that's it. Game over. Even at level 1, if you choose entirely wrong... Was this always here? Yes, it was. Well, you can just get a game over like that. So, like, if I do finish that game, I highly doubt I'll have many favorable things to say about it. Hyperdimension Neptunia is also a game I'm not a big fan of. It's okay, but I'll admit a lot of my problems I think are a bit more on the nitpicky side.
Blow you away. Take that.
If I knew how long this area was going to be, I would have actually stopped earlier. I may need to hash out an additional part in this one. It's not like I gotta go anywhere tomorrow morning. It's fine.
Oh, evil ones, leave
I
this
probably wouldn't go to
world.
bed for quite a while anyway. Well, I'm just gonna say Neptunia just had a few small problems that just built on me over time.
That was an easy victory.
It doesn't help that I find the combat in that game boring. Except for the optional content, which will just kick your face in because the game doesn't teach you to take full advantage of the mechanics. And kind of arbitrarily locks off a few mechanics for those extra bonus battles. Like, okay, like for no good reason, you can't use like half the mechanics in the game, which kind of turns them into a bit of an RNG fest.
Secret move.
Like, this was literally my strategy for like 99% of the game. Build up your EXE gauge, fight the boss or fight your target, because it persists through battle. And that's what you use special attacks. And then just spam your EXE attacks. Repeat till the enemy's dead. And you wonder why I think the combat's boring. Like, it was just pick the enemy or enemies I want to attack. Oh no! Well, there's a J base completely invisible on the map. Like, use the attack I want to use. It's usually what I want to use to build up the EXE gauge. Just, it was just very, very boring combats.
Magnitude 10, take that.
Yeah, my neck's bothering me again. Although, the bigger bit of my beef about Neptunia has to do with the story. Like, the dialogue's fine, the story is not, if you ask me. Like, to not give too much away, it kind of overuses hopeless boss fights. Like, to the point that you would regularly expect them. And those are individual... Alright, you know what? That's it. I'm done here. Yeah, take the treasure and run. Whoops. That's just too many enemies. Too many enemies. If those Yetis were all like in groups of 2, it wouldn't be so bad. But it looks like they're all individual groups again. But like, it really bothers me that they keep doing that. I just want to grab the treasure already. Okay, I think that's the only other thing I need then. Was it over? Yes. Alright, so I'm just about done here.
Oh, cold that freezes all, come here.
I wonder why they call it the J base. Maybe something lost in translation. Oh, maybe I'll find out soon enough.
Come back with reinforcements.
But I will have to wait for tomorrow. Alright. 2 more streams. I don't think I'm very far from the end of the game. So I'm gonna say 2 more streams and I'm done. Alright. I just can't be bothered to look anymore. So yeah, there's one like at the bait. That's not gonna take me there. That's not where it's gonna take me. I don't know why I was expecting it to take me there to start. Excuse me. Is this like near to start? So I could just save without having to be in a town? Yeah, right here. There we go. Alright. That's gonna be it for today. Tomorrow, we assault the J base, or something like that. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time, YouTube. As for the rest of you, let's see. I'm gonna go, let's go raid Guja with Super Mario 64. Oh boy. That's not the Twitch command. Alright. I wish I had something witty to say. I don't. I'm just gonna go crawl into a hole.